I'm now doing a lot of personal work with the bell hand of Feldenkrais. It's called the bell hand if you want to look it up in Feldenkrais work. And it's the bringing together of the hand like this. It's the articulation of the hand, just barely touching. You can find out about it. And it has a tremendous effect on the body and the mind and the nervous system. And remember that Heidegger, this isn't found there, but Heidegger said, one of his famous phrases, man is the animal with hands. So when one learns how to articulate these joints, and it has a reflection into the nervous system, how these articulations affect the rest of the body. Just for me, the rest of the body becomes more supple as the hands become supple. I've said this in another video, but that's the way you tell an artist how he draws hands. Are they articulated into the 14 joints of the yad? Remember, yad, the gematria, is 14, and it's done like that to be 14, like the 14 joints, perex, in the hand itself. And this is a fabulous, focus for the individual in Judaism, and so and in life itself, because that's what my new thing is, the embodiment of the whole opus of Torah and Judaism into the body itself. My personal belief is that what they're talking about in the Torah is a yoga, a hatha yoga, a body yoga. Ha and tha have to do with sun and moon. And so, male and female, it's in the body itself. It's the two names of Hashem, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei and Elohim. Anyway, how to embody this? Is it just an intellectual thing you read? No. Number one, you have to embody it to walk, halacha, like I'm doing now, walking. You have to embody this knowledge into the nervous system, you see. And so the bell hand is a great focus for you because I doubt that you've heard of it. Feldenkrais, awareness through movement, the bell hand. And for me, let me tell you where I am today, because that bell hand, my brother did a hand like this when he had this attack, and I wasn't aware of it. So I'm not holier than thou. There's a very big thing. I was obviously spoken to about this. It's one of the things that I'm trying to understand, and quite frankly, that's what the Torah of Atzilutz is about. The Torah of Berea is the Torah that we have. It starts with a bet, but there's a Torah of Atzilutz that starts with the Aleph, and that's the direct divine voice that comes directly to you. You see, when you were on Mount Sinai, the voice that comes directly to you. You see, and it's still going on. And as you walk down the street, this is my voice of what I'm hearing. Now, I'm telling you what I'm receiving. You see? And I'm not telling you what to do, because you're receiving your own. I'm telling you to be receptive, that's l'kabel, to Kabbalah, what you are hearing and believing that's the voice of Hashem speaking directly to you as an individual, you see. That's the whole concept of what a Nazir is. An individual amongst the group. Most of the Torah of Etzilia, of Berea, is of the group, you know? It's of the group. But that Torah, it's of the two, bet. But of the one, it's an individual deal. You're getting an individual voice. Tough to trust, isn't it? In this environment where we're told we're always wrong. That the voice that comes to us is wrong. You know? Better be that accepted voice. Isn't that true? You know? Isn't that true? So, how to listen, you know, Shema, how to listen, because it's going to come as a voice. They can call it the unconscious or whatever, but it speaks to you. It's spoken to me. 40 years ago, I heard a voice. I changed my entire eating habits. I used to eat meat 3 times a day. I heard a voice. You shall be a vegetarian, and that's 40 years now exactly. I haven't had meat since. I haven't touched meat because I heard the voice, and so now recognize I'm hearing the voice again, being directed again, and it's from my study in Berea that I'm elevated into Etziliut, into the individual voice, and that's the original voice, you see. And so I'm fortunate that way. And how to trust that voice, that's the difficulty. The real difficulty is how to trust that voice, you see. Because that voice is the real essence of the Berea Torah. But it's not always. You see, so the real essence of halacha is sometimes found in the Zohar. But it's, you know, tough to find. Tough to believe. Tough to listen to. Because it may appear contrary. It's not contrary. That is what the law is. But it may appear contrary. And that's where you have to listen and trust. Difficult. Difficult when everything comes from Hashem. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Because the apparent evil, the apparent Sitra Achra also plays a role in this. So now as I'm walking down the street here, I've heard today specific things. And quite frankly, I wasn't going to do this video. I wasn't going to do the video today. And I came out because this is my particular deal, my individual thing. But surprisingly enough, my individual thing is to speak of this individuality without regard of the group, to the group. And that's a very big deal here. So even though I wasn't going to do this video right now, I did do it. And I'm walking past now here a very sorry place for me. Some other time I say, but it's a very sorry place, and it's probably fated that I should have walked past this street here. You know? Anyway, as you can hear, there's plenty of bustle here, and that's part of it. Howdy here amongst the bustle and the noise. See, it's easy to hear, you know, in the country where there's no sound, but you're hearing some city noise. Hear that? I'm gonna make the light. Gonna make the light. I'm gonna enter the park. I'm actually on my way to play piano in the park, if it's open. But proceed without intellectual reflection. Stay out of intellect. So, intellect is the Bina world, the Bria world. It's the yes-no world. You see? That's intellect. Where there's yes and no, permitted, not permitted, things like that. In the Atzilut world, you get the knowledge directly, so you know what's everything that you hear is permitted, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do what you hear. See? And if you have a vision, even better. I've had a couple of visions of my symbols. But if you hear, probably it's here. Hearing is in this world, it's a little less. Vision is even higher, like Ezekiel. That's higher. That's a deep deal. But in this vision, this hearing that you hear, you're going to be hearing all the time. Not hearing, it's like the ideas that come into your mind. You know? And when you're able to hear that, when you're able to hear, you know, what to be done, then there's no doubt. You see? You proceed with no doubt, because it's come directly to you. So it's not a yes or a no, or asking somebody, should I do this, or read it, or should I do that? It comes as direct knowledge. Now this direct knowledge is a very high level, and it comes at all time, at all life, but you want to fine-tune. Remember that there's a Chokmah and Bina. There's a father and mother. There is intellect. And to use that intellect a little bit for the Chokmah of the divine speech, you can balance off a little bit how to utilize it. You see? How to utilize intellect. I mean, utilize this divine hearing. Yes, you can use intellect in that way. But to tell you the truth, not too much. You know? What I want you to do is filter in and get an awareness through movement of, like Feldenkrais, in the body. In the body. You see? It's a body knowledge. From Da'as. And how it filters through into the sixth of Bereshis. It's a body knowledge. The sixth is the body. Six is the physical. See? It's a body knowledge. So you're being spoken to. And most people have to, you know, like quiet themselves to hear it. But then there's a thing in I've said it before, in like Hinduism and stuff like that, called Sahaj Samadhi, a naturalness. We're looking for a naturalness. I'm not looking for something, you know, like, I'm looking for the naturalness in the body that we all obviously have as a birthright. Remember, we're taught Torah in the womb. So we know the entire Torah, and then it hits us, we get hit on the lip, and we lose it. We lose our naturalness when we come out. So we have to rediscover a naturalness that's our inherent birthright. And after you rediscover it, you realize you weren't reading in the room. You know, you're getting it another way. You're getting it through tubes, umbilical cords, things like that. You aren't reading books or writing language. You didn't really understand. How were you spoken to in the womb? You didn't speak English or Chinese. It's another vibration. See, it's a different thing. Well, find that thing again. Find that thing when you're given the Torah in the womb. Hit on the lip and you forget it all. Well, re-find it. And how you find it? Because it's in the body to begin with. It's buried treasure in the body. That's why we love that buried treasure stuff. Those you know, stories of buried treasure. You know what I'm saying? So there we are. I'm walking over here now. I'm gonna walk over, and just when to tell you the truth, I assume the piano's closed. That same piano that I showed the other day. Let's see, I'm gonna end the video when I make the corner to the piano. I'll just tell you if it's closed or not. No, it's open. I'm gonna go down there, and I have the impetus now say goodbye.